So previously in the anime, we saw our group had struggled to defeat the Leviathan dragon who was coming after Iris. As a last resort, all they could have done is kill her before that dragon transforms that girl into a dragon too. But you chose the latter. As the only male D in the world, he released his own exotic powers, which he got from Tree of Yggdrasil, to kill all dragonkind. And that way, you managed to save Iris and kill that overgrown lizard. That way, everything returned back to normal. But then, very far away, a red basilisk dragon showed attraction to a mate. So the government sent the potential girl to Midgard Academy to save them. But one of them turns out to be Tyr, a girl you had saved in a military operation. But she considers herself a dragon rather than human. So you revealed that the girl had been a prisoner of a cult that worships dragons, who brainwashed that little girl into thinking that she's a dragon. So you tried to make her realize that she's a human, very slowly. But when everyone were teaching Tyr how to use the dark matter powers, she recalls those days and went berserk. She saw her past days with her parents, which were turned upside down when she used her powers for the first time. And taking advantage of that, the cult used Tyr in thinking she's a dragon. And now Tyr once again lost control over herself and ended up turning into a dragon. So Lisa quickly got to work to calm her down, and after hitting her neck, they turned her back normal. So you took her to the infirmary to keep an eye on her. But there was that another girl who had come here with Tyr. Her name was Honoka. During practice, she was hurt in her back, so you helps her out to apply the medicine. After talking and sharing about themselves, you and Honoka became friends, but then you got a call from Loki. He got the info that those dragon cultists are on the move to get Tyr back so they will attack the academy anytime. Worse, their leader named Kili herself might pay them a visit. After that, Tyr woke up and came to you instantly. She was confused as to why she was asleep. You had to break it in slowly to her to make her accept herself as a human. And also, she hurt Lisa back in the training area. You gently asked Tyr to choose between being a human or a dragon. But Tyr remembered very clearly how her parents were burned up and Kili was the only one who was left in her world. It was hard on the kid to recall all that, so you left the talk. Then as they got back, all girls were waiting, all worried for her, so Tyr apologized for the commotion. So to relieve all that stress, everyone went out to the beach to relax. Every lady came out in their smoking hot swimsuit, and after enjoying a blissful day, filling it up with games and fun, then the pervert came down to join in on the fun. The principal herself, she brought barbecue along with her to make the moment more precious. But then, she was about to start her main job, to flirt with all the young maidens. But her maid again stopped her from going there. But now comes the main tension. The dragon cult and Kili. So Yu was doing his research on their leader and organization in his downtime, but out of nowhere, a dragon appears in the academy without a warning. Just how did this thing came here? And why didn't the alarm warn them? There were so many questions because that dragon came here getting past all of their security. So all the ladies with no combat ability were sent into rear. So Mitsuki asked Lisa to take care of Tyr because they'll need you in fighting against that monster. She was concerned, but you managed to convince her to let him go. This dragon is unique from any other. Their normal attacks didn't work on it, because it returns back to normal almost immediately. But the Niffle had one time killed it before, and it was when you had first awakened his power. Only his power can kill this thing, but Mitsuki wants to use that as last resort, because that blast comes with heavy damaging power. Still, Yu was ready to use it for Tyr, if it gets necessary. She was terrified that she'll lose Yu, but Lisa said it's a wife's fortitude to wait for their man. But their Kili arrives to take back Tyr. Lisa gave it her best shot, but with just one snap of her finger, Lisa went down. Still, somehow, Lisa made an opening to take Tyr away from their hideaway in a room. As Kili follows, everything was catching fire, and soon she caught up, so Lisa again stood up to protect Tyr. She tried to slowly back away, but Kili blasts her away from the way. On the other hand, Yu was also worried because Kili was after Tyr. He didn't know she was already here, so he went out to check up on Tyr. At that time, Lisa had already lost, and Kili got what she was after. Even in that condition, Lisa tried to get up, but Kili completely messed her up that everyone in the academy could see the blast. Finally, Yu arrived there to stop Kili, but her powers were off the charts. She burned down the bullet and the gun Yu had. Kili could freely manipulate fire on her will, and she wants to take Tyr right where the red basilisk is, so that she could also turn her into one. So Yu again created a gun which fires a imaginary bullet. But Kili's anti-matter control was also superior, and she got Yu. Watching that, Tyr recalls that day when her parents was burned, so she stopped Kili to trade her own life for Yu's. But Yu didn't want her to accept that fate. He tried to make her remember all the time they have spent together with each other and their friends. And that finally made Tyr get her confidence back to choose her human identity. So Kili was about to get rough, but suddenly Yu used the anti-gravity field attack of Leviathan. That was really out of the box. So Kili decided to fall back for now, because that dragon will do her job in her behalf. So what will be the outcome of this battle? Find it out in the next part. That is why subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to make sure you miss the update. Till then, take care.